Chapter 19. Be fruitful and multiply. Genesis 9, 1-7. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hands they are delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. And you, be ye fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. Genesis 9, 1-7. Noah is like another Adam now. Man's history begins anew in him and his family. Genesis 1, 28 and 29 are echoed here. God establishes his covenant with Noah as the new head of the human race. He begins by blessing Noah. This means conferring good upon him, giving Noah God's providential care. He is to be fruitful, to multiply, and to fill the earth. Verse 1. Man will have a privileged place on earth. The animals will fear and dread man because God has given man a status which normally animals will be wary of challenging. This is something new, not mentioned prior to the flood, although it could have existed then. We cannot push arguments from silence too far. God has given man charge over the world, including all animal life, which he shall use as God's steward. Verse 2. In verse 3, we have a much disputed text. Was man a vegetarian prior to this time, or is this again an argument from silence? If we insist on being overly literal, we can read verse 3 as permission to eat cats, dogs, pigs, etc., but the distinction between clean and unclean animals precedes the fall, and the animals aboard the ark were in these two classes. The permission to eat vegetation did not include poisonous plants. In verse 4, we have the prohibition against eating blood. This is stated later in the law, as in Leviticus 17, 10-14, and Deuteronomy 12, 16 and 23. The Hebrew word nephesh is translated into English as both life and soul. Verse 5 is a prohibition of murder. First, if an animal kills a man, it must be killed unless the man's behavior was a cause of his death. In Exodus 21:28, we are told that animals that kill a man must be killed. If the animal is a clean animal, such as an ox, its flesh cannot be eaten. Second, if a man be killed, his killer must be executed. Capital punishment is here strongly required, as it is throughout the Bible. For shed blood, God will exact it of the whole culture. The general premise is, quote, Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. Verse 6. This important statement first requires capital punishment for murder. It is a grim and ironic fact that God values human life far more than man does. He requires the execution of murderers. Second, the basis for this requirement is that man is made in the image of God, and murder is thereby especially an offence against God. An age that does not believe in God will not believe that man is made in God's image. The vicious mass murderers of the 20th century, Lenin, Stalin, Hitler, Mao Zedong, and others, were not believers in creationism. Man was therefore to them an expendable animal. One of the illusions of the 20th century held by many has been the idea that humane actions could exist without Christianity. With the Ten Commandments barred from state schools, the schools have been producing a generation of lawless youth. Murders have become commonplace. In verse 7, God says specifically to Noah and mankind, quote, And you, be ye fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein." End quote. Those who believe in the myth of overpopulation find this requirement offensive. Nothing in the Bible hints that God ever felt that time would nullify the validity of this commandment. The perspective of the believers in overpopulation, from the days of Plato to the present, has been, first, a fear of life and fertility. Champions of this myth have, since World War II, been predicting massive starvation and death. Some expected it by 1975. No matter how much events have disproved their hypothesis, they insist on retaining it, and the false prophets continue to be honoured. Such people hate life and are afraid of uncontrolled life. Second, they believe that life is dangerous unless man is fully in control of it. It is no accident that the proponents of the myth of overpopulation are socialists and one-worlders. They cannot trust God, only socialist man. Uncontrolled man and uncontrolled fertility are to them like a mad dog on the loose. They passionately resent all who try to counter their myth. It would require them to have the humility to recognize that they are men, creatures, not God. Third, hating life and fertility, they hate God. They resent being told that the providence of the Almighty governs all things. They believe in a total government by men, not by all men, but in the select few like themselves. They believe in predestination by man, elite man like themselves. The hatred of God governs much education, science, and government in our time. The hatred of God pretends to wisdom when it is stupidity and folly. Over the centuries, men have more than a few times believed that the world is overpopulated, meaning thereby that there are too many people out there who refuse to be governed by self-styled elite leaders.